Hello, everyone. This is your loving host, best-selling author, radio and TV personality, Dr. Rafshan Hashmi, live from a studio in Rockville, Maryland. And first, folks, I just wanted to remind you that this is my book, my first book, The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. And when this book came, it was hot number one new release on Amazon, and also it was best seller on Amazon. And I am looking for a documentary to be made. So all those documentary producers, please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. So now, folks, let me tell you that my second book, let me show you that. This is my book.
Hello, listeners around the globe. This is Dr. Rafshan Hashmi, best-selling author, radio and TV personality, and today I want to talk to you about my second book, which is now available worldwide, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, and you can get it from wherever books are sold, and you will love this book because it is about a sizzling FBI and CBI thriller science fiction novel. And I will read little bit about the synopsis of the book, and here I go. A monstrous infection is spreading worldwide. Is this a simple infection or a deliberate attempt to ruin the human population or bioterrorism? What is this global infection and who is spreading this? To know that, read this suspense-filled book by an Amazon best-selling and hot number one new release author of a previous book called The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. In my second book, a sizzling science fiction story, a crime is investigated by the FBI in collaboration with the Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) of India. And this is the cover of the book. And please make it a New York Times bestseller and Amazon bestseller. And please give an honest review as you have given to my previous book. And my first book, The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace, is available also worldwide. And please give an honest review. And people who have read this book, please go and give an honest review. And thank you so much for giving me an honest review. And don't forget to buy this book and make it a bestseller in everywhere. And I will be so thankful to all of you. Thanks a lot and cheers. And this is your loving author, Dr. Rafshan Hashmi, now signing off from this episode, you can say, or a trailer of the book, you can say, and love you all. Bye bye. Cheers.
So this was my first book, and for my second book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, I want a movie to be made, and Tailflix gave me a very good very good review, and you can go to my website www.afshanhashmi.com. Having said that, folks, let's start with some favorite nursery rhymes. This show is geared more towards the children, and let me see what this nursery rhyme has to say.
Yes, sir, 3 sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Baba blue sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Baba blue sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Baba pink sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Baba pink sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Baba white sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Baba white sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full.
So this was little bit about the nursery rhyme Baba Black Sheep, and I loved this when I was a child, and today I feel like I am like a child here sitting and listening to this. Sometimes you want to de-stress out and listen to nursery rhymes. And also in Montgomery County there was a like in Halloween there was like this kind of Baba Black Sheep, and I went there with my niece and my husband, and I have lot of memories regarding that. And this song, my father and my mother taught me, and they are no more with me. So I thought, I will just I was having some author blog, and I thought I will do this here. Now, my second favorite one is Humpty Dumpty Sat on a Wall. Let me find out Humpty Dumpty Sat on a Wall.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
So this was Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. And now Ringa Ringa Roses. And this was also one of my very favorite nursery rhyme. And so I thought I will play that. I was having little stress, so I'm playing that. And now the other rhyme is Ringa Ringa Roses. So let's play Ringa Ringa Roses now. There is some glitch in the program. Let me see.
A pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Ringa, ringa roses, a pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Ringa, ringa roses, a pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Ringa, ringa roses, a pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Ringa, ringa roses, a pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Five little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. 1, 2.
So these were some of my favorite nursery rhymes, folks. How did you like that? This is the first time I have played something geared towards children. If I get a good response from time to time, I will be playing these kind of songs for children. And also, folks, uh, let's talk a little bit about is from Study Quran, and this is the Study Quran. And today we will be talking about She Who Disputes. And here it is. Al Mujadila is a Madinan surah, although some commentators maintain that only the first 10 verses are from the Madinan period and the remainder is from the Makkan period. Others maintain that the entire surah is Madinan except for verses 9 al q. It takes its name from the story of a woman named Khala bint Dalaba, whose husband uh, Awas bin al Samit divorced her according to the pre Islamic custom of zihar, in which a man could renounce his wife by saying, you are to me as my mother's back. Because it addresses this issue, the surah is also known as Al Zihar. By custom, the invocation of Zihar meant that the husband was now free of all duties towards the wife, but that his wife was not free to leave her husband and contract another marriage. Hala complained of this injustice to the Prophet and to God. Her plea was heard, and God provided a means whereby she and her husband could reconcile. Al Mujadila is the first in series of 10 Madinan surahs addressing many of the legal issues that confronted the newly independent Muslim community in Medina, insofar as they demonstrate God's immediate involvement in the affairs of the Muslim community. This series of surahs follows upon the statement in 57:4. And now, folks, I will read little bit from my book, The Modern Mughal Mentality. So this was from the Study Quran. If you want to buy this Study Quran, you can go and buy it. It is available worldwide. A great example of Jugaad inspired creative improvisation. One of the and I'm reading it from my book. One of the innovative ways to make a profitable business is to convert a historical palace into a hotel. This is a real example of Jugaad obtaining your objectives by maximizing resources through thinking outside the box. That is creativity used to achieve results by out of the box thinking. Until 1957, the Rambagh Palace was the home of the Maharaja of Jaipur, Maharaja Sawai Mansingh II, and his wife Gayatri Devi. It was called the Jewel of Jaipur in 1957 when Maharaja Sawai Mansingh II first converted it into a luxury hotel. Maharaja, also called a Maharaja, is a Sanskrit title for a great king or high king, are famous for their lavish hospitality. So, to entertain and provide hospitality in the best possible way is not new to kings or maharajas. Today, it is among the most popular luxury hotels in India. The rooms are beautifully decorated and offer all modern facilities. The palace has played host to several royal guests, including Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. The palace is open to all those who seek to survive India's royal past. In 1972, Taj Hotels, Resorts and Palaces took over the hotel. So this was a little bit from my book, and I want a documentary to be made, and many American companies and companies around the globe are featured in it. So please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. Having said that, folks, now I will end this program, and I just wanted to remind you that this program is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. And if you want, and this program, I want a sponsorship, and this goes in my doco series, and it is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners through podcasts and this talk for TV show. Having said that, folks, now I will end this program, and cheers. And yes, please buy my books, because those two books bring food to the table. And please go to my website and see what I offer as consulting services, and please hire me for that. And having said that, folks, cheers and bye bye.